Vaquero Radio is brought to you in part by the Student Union Department. Get ready, Bronzeville. The energy and rhythm of Cumbia Fest is coming your way. From 7 to 10 p.m., April 9th, join the Student Union on the lawn of the Bronzeville campus for a night of live music and performances. Expect a tribute for the Queen of Tex-Mex, food, and games. More information is available at the Student Union page on VLink.
Good morning, Vaqueros. Today is Monday, March 31st, and it's currently 87 degrees. We're coming to you from our Edinburgh studio. I'm Mariana Gallardo.
And I'm Leonardo Guajardo.
And this is
Vaquero News.
Campus news,
events, games,
and activities
all in one place.
This is Vaquero Radio,
the balanced student station.
Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Vaquero Radio,
where your
story begins.
UTRGV researchers found a way to turn aloe vera waste into a natural insecticide. Here's Celeste Cruz with the story.
It's just a big relief and joy that all our work wasn't for nothing.
UTRGV researchers discovered aloe vera peels can be transformed into a natural insecticide that will benefit farmers from all across the globe. Associate professor at the UTRGV School of Integrative Biological and Chemical Sciences, Debashis Bandopadhai, discovered this through an observation in a local production facility. He noticed plants near aloe vera weren't eaten by insects, unlike other plants farther away. Graduate students and member of the project, Brian Ramirez, explained the research process.
The first thing we do is we obtain aloe vera leaves, and then we basically skin them and only take the rind of the plant. From there, we'll dry the rinds up until there's no more moisture left in them, and we'll grind them up into a powder. Once the powder's set up, we will react it, and then we will do column chromatography to separate the compounds to see. And from there, once we isolate pure compounds, they moved on to field testing on a small scale. So they did it with a few plants and tested on a few different insects.
He said the main obstacle during this project is the purification and identification.
Because with natural products, it's not like a regular chemical reaction where you can just predict which one it can be. For the natural products, we're getting maybe anywhere from 20 to 30 different types of compounds. So the hardest part would be identifying which one of those is actually having the effect as an insecticide and which ones are just byproducts that have different undiscovered properties.
He said he has gained teamwork skills and learned to run laboratory equipment throughout the research project.
So it was a difficult challenge, and obviously mistakes were made along the way, but just learn and increase your skills in order to avoid. And we're able to mass produce it on a larger scale much more efficiently and faster if we try to do this again or with other different types of plants.
He mentioned the benefits students take away from being part of the research project.
We have a lot of people in the lab planning to go into medicine, pharmacy, compounds that can be used for cancer research or as natural agents. That's our main purpose.
He said the next step in the project is to find a collaborator who would be interested in the project.
So maybe someone in the beauty industry, as they use a lot of aloe vera in their products. So maybe it might entice them to make more money on the side selling insecticide that's natural and it won't cause as much harm to us.
This is Celeste Cruz for Vaquero Radio.
Cesar Chavez Day is observed March 31st to reflect on his commitment to the social justice. Here's Victoria Gonzalez with the details.
Cesar Chavez was a civil rights and farm labor leader, a genuinely religious and spiritual figure, a community organizer and social entrepreneur, a champion of militant nonviolent social change, and a crusader for the environment and consumer rights.
Cesar Chavez Day is a commemorative holiday occurring annually on his birthday to honor the legacy and contributions of Mexican-American civil rights and labor activist Cesar Chavez. Chavez was born on March 31st, 1927, near Yuma, Arizona. According to the United Farm Workers, he experienced injustice early in life when his family lost its land and became migrant farm workers in California. After facing discrimination and poverty, Chavez left school after 8th grade to support his family, but remained passionate about social justice. After serving in the Navy, he married Helen Fabuela and later joined labor organizing efforts, inspired by Father Donald McDonald and Fred Ross. In 1962, Chavez founded the United Farm Workers with Dolores Huerta, using nonviolent tactics such as strikes, boycotts, and fasting to fight for farm workers' rights. His leadership won union contracts and national support, making La Causa a powerful movement for dignity and justice. Lecturer for the UTRGV History Department, Mayra Avila, said Chavez's nonviolent activism and leadership in the UFW improved the lives of farm workers, inspired social justice movements, and left a lasting legacy of hope and empowerment.
His union efforts brought about the passage of the groundbreaking 1975 California Agricultural Labor Relations Act that protects farm workers, and today it remains as the only law in the nation that protects the farm workers' right to unionize.
Chavez's 1988 36-day Fast for Life protested farm workers suffering pesticide dangers and unfair labor conditions. He saw fasting as a personal purification and a call for justice. He died in his sleep April 23, 1993, near Yuma, Arizona, while defending the UFW in a lawsuit. Despite exhaustion from intense legal proceedings, he remained dedicated to farm workers' rights. According to the United Farm Workers, the morning after a long day, he was found with a book in hand and a peaceful smile, reflecting a life devoted to justice. Avila said Chavez impacted Latino communities by helping them learn to speak out against adversity.
That idea, si se puede, still continues. And that's still a battle cry for people. That you see it in political rallies. You see it in education even now, right? When the kids are walking out, that saying si se puede is still a term of like, we can do this. And it still talks to people in the community that there's change and they can cause change.
Over 50,000 mourners honored Chavez at the largest funeral for a U.S. labor leader, held at UFW's 40 acres in Delano. The ceremony included farm workers, family, and supporters. Avila said his legacy remains relevant today in discussions about workers' rights and social justice, because it is important for workers to know their rights and to speak out when facing injustice.
Cesar Chavez showed individuals that you can speak out against their boss and organizations. And even if you're the little man, you still have a voice and you should use it. And being able to get people together, and when you work in numbers, there's change.
Chavez was laid to rest at the UFW's La Paz headquarters. On August 8, 1994, his widow, Helen, accepted the Medal of Freedom from President Bill Clinton, who praised Chavez as a Moses figure for farm workers. This is Victoria Gonzalez for Vaquero Radio.
The Environmental Awareness Club hosted its Farmers Market fundraising event Tuesday on the Edburn campus. Here's Celeste Cruz with the story.
We try to do upcycle things, repurposed, handmade, little businesses to help students out.
The Environmental Awareness Club held its farmers market to show students crafts, plants, jewelry, books, and clothes. President of the EAC, Apolonio Flores, said the farmers market helps fundraise for the organization's trips.
Whether it be for trips or like other things related to like the activism we do and advocacy. And yeah, we do the monthly, we like to, it's all about promoting sustainability, and whether that be like through slow fashion or just organic food or healthier food options, and just like promoting like a little good student economy at an affordable student price.
According to Flores, the farmers market has been going on for 10 years. He explained how the EAC was inspired to create the market.
UTRGV is a commuter school, so sometimes it's a little hard to organize these like very simple but effective communal student gatherings. So yeah, that was a big inspiration, just providing that space for students to intermingle and just like support themselves and support their clubs and organizations. It's about just promoting like a stronger sense of community among students, and I think that was lacking for a long time, so this is just a little way of building towards that.
The items sold at the farmers market have shifted over time, depending on what students are most interested in. As of now, Flores said thrifted vintage clothes are popular among students.
Depends on like what students are members of the club and what people's interests are. We've seen like people be super interested in like repurposing clothes or upcycling and just like giving things a new life, just in the sake of like prevention of waste. I know like a few years back we had like a strong like vegetarian/vegan community within the school, and like they would sell a lot of their foods and just like promote sustainability through food habits.
Member of the EAC, Serenity Ross, mentioned some of the items and foods that caught students' attention more.
Right now, probably the clothes, but a lot of people like the tote bags. But people like buying fruit because it's so hot all the time. We sold out of strawberries really quick today.
Students interested in being part of the EAC may visit its Instagram at EAC_RGV or its V-Link page. This is Celeste Cruz for Vaquero Radio.
And McLean goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV Fieldhouse.
Now time for Vaquero Sports.
The UTRGV men's and women's track and field team opened their outdoor season with a bang. Leonardo Guajardo has the details.
And they're off. UTRGV is going to win the heat.
After a successful indoor season, the UTRGV men and women's track and field teams are ready to keep their momentum going into the outdoor season. The Vaqueros wrapped up their indoor season at the Southland Conference Championship, where the men's team placed 6 out of 11 universities and the women's team placed 3rd out of 12. Both teams recently set off for the Bobcat Invitational last Thursday in San Marcos. Results are available at goutrgv.com. Head coach Cherise Hicks highlighted the differences in the outdoor season and the mentality the team must maintain.
Every meet is different, the wind is different, the competition is different. But if they're able to stay poised as the competition gets greater and greater, we'll see the improvement that we need for the final result. You know, we want to push for championships in the Southland and, you know, go and qualify for NCAAs and beyond.
She emphasized the need for consistency within the team.
The main area of improvement for us is going to be just being consistent. You know, no matter what's going on outside of the sport, just really focus on continuing to execute things the same way. If you do that, you're bound to have success very quickly.
Junior sprinter Jamari Hartz was named Killers Golf Student Athlete of the Week and SOC Men's Track Athlete of the Week. Hartz expresses gratitude for receiving these recognitions.
Actually means a lot to me because things like that is like very major and I don't take it for granted, and just to be named Athlete of the Week means so much.
Hartz opened the outdoor season by setting a program record, finishing in second with a time of 20.95 in the 200-meter dash. He also claimed first place in the 400-meter dash with a time of 46.81, tying for 6th fastest athlete. He credited Hicks for helping him stay poised throughout his athletic career.
She trains me to run rounds, not to just only run one race. So if I'm going out at a meet and I'm just only running one event, it's less stress on my body and more easy to run. So it really just made me set more higher standards for myself. I can still get faster, and there's better things down the road for me this season.
He spoke on what keeps his nerves in check during competition.
Do I always pray because it eases my heart, it eases my nerves. And I talk to my dad a lot because my dad has been with me on this road. He helps me ease my mind and he lets me know what I'm capable of.
The UTRGV men and women's track and field teams will compete in the Cactus Cup April 12th in Kingsville. This is Leonardo Guajardo for Vaquero Radio.
Drop straight back. There's a crossing route. McCaffrey. Touchdown. That's big time.
Good morning, Vaqueros. Here's the sports schedule for this week. Starting on Monday, the men's golf team will swing off to compete at the Marydale Intercollegiate in Carrollton, Texas. The men's baseball team will take on Rice University Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. in Houston, Texas. The men's tennis team will serve up a match against Lamar University Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Orville Cox Tennis Center. Later that day, the women's tennis team will also go head-to-head against Lamar University at 1 p.m. in the Orville Cox Tennis Center. Don't forget to bring your student ID to all UTRGV games for free admission and support our student athletes by showing up. This is Leonardo Guajardo for Vaquero Radio.
And now for this week's events calendar.
Hey Vaqueros, let's check out some of the fun events going on this week. Today, the OAVP will host Healthy Relationships Jeopardy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the University Center Senzio Room to raise awareness about building and maintaining healthy relationships. The UTRGV Student Union will hold the Union Unplugged this week from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesday in Brownsville and from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Thursday in Edinburgh. The Union will also host a Super Smash Bros. Tournament from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Wednesday at the Edinburgh Student Union Game Room. This Saturday, Family Involvement will hold Family Day from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the Brownsville Student Union lawn to connect with families and the UTRGV community. That is the event calendar for the week, Vaqueros. Don't forget to bring your student ID to all UTRGV events. This is Joseph Zambrano for Vaquero Radio.
And now, for this week's campus weather report.
Good morning, Vaqueros. Here's the weather forecast for this week. Today we'll have sunny skies and warm temperatures with a high of 93 and a low of 73. On Tuesday, we'll have another sunny day with a high near 90 degrees and a low of 73. On Wednesday and Thursday, expect sunny skies with a high near 96 and a low of 73. And Friday wraps it up with another sunny day with a high near 94 and a low of 73. Make sure, Vaqueros, to hydrate yourself with these high weather conditions. This is Jan Trejo for Vaquero Radio.
That is the newscast for this week.
Remember to read our news articles every week on our website, utrgvradio.com.
Tune in to Vaquero Radio through our website or download the Radio Garden app to listen wherever you are and enjoy the best DJ shows around campus.
Our weekly newscast will also broadcast at 11 a.m. every Wednesday.
Join us next week, same time, same place.
Only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
Thanks for tuning in, Vaqueros. Don't forget to saddle up every Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m. And remember, V's up!